Watch it, contact. You see that?
Yeah.
I would be willing to wager you have never done that before. Like, that's actually really beautiful.
Cut and dry, volley simplicity is something that everyone needs to work on at every level. Take a look at your local courts and see how many players are hacking and swinging at their volleys. Hi everybody, I'm Kirby Bridges and I'm a coach here at EssentialTennis.com. In today's lesson, we're all about volleys and we're working with our recent VIP student, Phil, who came to work with us here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin from Los Angeles. I want to keep this intro short so that we can get straight into the lesson because it's an important one. But make sure that you stay to the end because it's there where I will tell you where you can access our coaching for free the very next time that you're on court. For now, here is our volley lesson.
This is a tricky one because you're a good athlete and the framework of most of your volleys is like fundamentally pretty good. Like there's no big like glaring repetitive pattern of, and so it's a little bit tricky to pick out. But I've got at least 3 different kind of fundamental elements that for sure we need to improve. Yeah. And the combination of those 3 things is going to completely change your volleys. The 3 elements we're going to work on are managing the size of the motion that you're making, being aware of the firmness at contact. Yeah. Right now you only have a touch. Right now you only have you have like one tool, you have a hammer that you hit every volley with. Exactly. And
I can absorb pace.
Right, we're going to show you how to do that, how to absorb. Good net players have a million different levels of firmness or softness that they're able to execute depending on the situation, how low the ball is, how high the ball is, if they're stretched out, if they want to hit an angle, if they want to hit deep, if they want to hit short on, whatever. But you right now you're hitting all of your volleys with the same.
There's no height, there's no depth, like control.
Yep. So we're going to work on that, and we're going to also tremendously improve your awareness of the quality of your contact, which is vital. Those are the 3 areas of focus. We're going to begin with the size of your motion, or we could call it swing. Volley is not really a swing per se. Consider your position here. For this particular volley, how far away from the net are you?
Like 3 feet maybe?
Yeah, you could, if you took one, like a half a step, you could go forwards and touch the net. Of course, this is just like a cooperative exchange, but you were trying to put this next shot away. And so with that in mind, where is Kirby? How far away is she from the net?
At the baseline?
Yep. That's 40 feet away from where you are. So you've got 40 feet of room of court that's in that you could utilize to be able to finish the point. We certainly don't have to hit through her to win the point. And so part of this is just kind of situational awareness. But all those things in mind, watch what you did as far as technique is concerned. And so this hinging back is where the volatility is coming into play on your volleys. Virtually every time that you made the comment, oh, I was late, it was from this. Earlier, before we came down to the court, we were talking about how long the ball's on the strings. Do you remember the stat I told you?
Like 4/10 or 4/100
thousandths. Yeah, between 2 and 4 thousandths of a second. So if you happen to make if you're super incredibly late, if you happen to make contact right now, the ball would literally go up towards the ceiling. Here's where you wanted to make contact was about here after contact, so that the ball would go into the court at your designated target. Here is where you actually made contact.
Like straight in that way.
And if we continue past contact, we'll see that your racket goes all the way to face towards the court. So this ball could have gone from anywhere between up towards the ceiling to down towards the court. Obviously, those are extreme, examples. You never mistime the shot that much, but you get the idea. You get the point. Like there's a huge degree of variation here, and success is dependent on timing that hinge exactly perfectly. So, this is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
This amount of force.
Yeah.
Given your position, given your opponent's position, given how much court you have to work with, this amount of force is completely unnecessary. B, if you are going to choose to go firmly, this amount of movement isn't even necessary to hit the ball firmly if you wanted to. And that's the first part that we're going to focus on, is cleaning up the extra stuff going on with your technique.
Gotcha.
So from your perspective, if you watch me hit a forehand volley, the concept that I want you to think about is when you identify the ball is coming to your right and you make your move to go and put the racket behind that ball, what I want you to think about is as you turn your body, rather than, are you familiar with the concept of a unit turn? On a ground stroke, what that looks like is the hands coming with the body. Like everything moves in one piece, hence unit turn. Volley is different in that as your body rotates, rather than bringing the hands with the body, we actually want your right hand to slide laterally out behind the incoming ball. So if you watch from your perspective, you'll see, like if I use this line, for example, this pickleball line, watch as my body's going to turn while my hand travels along that line. Does that make sense? And so the racket is not coming back with my body. It's staying on the same plane, the same lateral plane, yep, as my body turns to the side. So come on over here and use the line. And I just want you to slide your hand along that line, as your chest turns to the side. And I actually like to see a little more rotation with your chest, while your hand stays in front. And just one more element we're going to add to this, and that is, if you watch me kind of mirror you, right now you are turning, you're sliding your hand along that line, and your racket face is staying square. And what it should be doing is opening. It should be laying open. Majority of volleys, there should be some degree of openness to the racket face. Right now, you're really desperately trying to hit every volley with a square face. Like you very badly want to stick, all of your volleys like directly into the court. The reality is, most of the time, it's not possible. Sometimes it is, and we want to close the racket face, but the majority of volleys, there needs to be at least some degree of softness, and that's only possible with an open racket face. Okay, so check this out. Right now, your hand is coming to about even with the middle of your body.
So she's staying in front?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to see it like around here. You're not super far off, but if you watch it play through, you'll see it's coming to that same place.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that was a little further in front. It was like the front edge of your body. I'd like to see your right hand not come back any further than the front edge of your body.
Gotcha.
And now lay the racket open a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. Keep doing that. The way you should be thinking of volleys is a redirection of force as opposed to an addition of force through the ball. Okay, now I'd love to see you apply that same principle over to your backhand side. You want to actually use that left hand to support and guide the racket towards where you're going to make contact. So from your ready position, you should be using it to maneuver the racket.
Gotcha.
And then they should really only separate just before contact is made. Good. All right, now let's see you go back and forth between forehand and backhand, please. Using those same fundamental elements. Hand stays in front of the front edge of your body. Yep. Racket face open. This is you're looking really nice on these. Just very simple, clean, just good positions. Of course, we're not hitting a ball yet, but this is the framework that needs to be behind each of your volleys. Ira's going to toss underhand now. He only needs one ball because you are going to calmly, smoothly just redirect the ball back to him. And I use that word redirect very purposefully. There's no need for you to add any pace to these because Ira's standing right in front of you. Yeah, good. That's it, Phil. Now, let's see you open the racket face a little more so that the ball makes it back to Ira on a fly. You're doing a great job. Now go ahead and add just a tiny bit of firmness to it so that the ball gets back to Ira right at waist height. You want to put the ball right in his hands. Yep. And so I want you to experiment with how open your racket is and the firmness that your hand has. And ideally, you want to hit a shot that has just a little bit of soft, like arc to it. Kind of comes up in the air, and then, yep, exactly. By the time it gets back to Ira's hand, it's softly falling back down again. Really nice, really nice. Okay, backhands, please. Same fundamentals. That's nice clean technique there, Phil. Yep. Set the angle of the racket, and then from there, you really don't have to do anything as far as hitting the ball. All right, Ira, can you please mix up forehands and backhands now? Your goal on both sides is to find the minimum amount of energy and work and effort through the ball to get the ball to softly arc back to Ira. What are the three variables again?
Angle.
Yep.
Firmness.
Yep.
And contact.
Yep. That's it. Okay, so quality of contact is a huge, if you want to have touch and feel around the net, quality of contact is a huge one. Because you can nail the angle of the racket and the firmness with your hand, but if it's off center, or it totally destroys like the result that should have happened. So how do you tell the quality of your contact? How can you know whether or not you hit it cleanly or if it was off center?
It sounds different, and also
Yes.
the racket moves, obviously.
Yep. And the third way you know is by the results. Yeah, the sound, the feel, and the results. All right, so pretend that you're hitting a forehand volley. Come right up to the net for me. And I want you to loosen your hand as much as possible while maintaining the angle of the racket. So keep the racket in this position, but relax your hand and your forearm as much as you can while keeping that position. So I'm going to simulate contact off center on the bottom of your racket. And I want you to look at what the racket does and feel what it feels like. Go ahead and set your grip again. See how it shifted your grip? So what is that? What is, describe to me, what is happening?
So it rotates forward, I guess. So
Yeah, racket face closes. So it's twisting and closing, it's closing your racket face. And so a lot of players, when they hit off center, they'll feel that twist, and their reaction, their response to try to fix it is, oh, I wasn't gripping the racket tight enough. But in reality, the actual problem was from hitting off center. And so this, I think, leads most tennis players to having really rigid, tight volleys. Being able to feel this is critical because if, as I mentioned before, if you misdiagnose and try to do something else, your technique might have been perfect, but if you try to fix something other than quality of contact, then you're just kind of chasing your tail. And you're not actually getting any better. Does that make sense? You and Ira are now going to engage in a rally back and forth, and your goal is to execute the same shot that you were doing before when you're trying to just have it land in his hands. So the ball should be coming up softly, arcing down to his racket where he's going to try to arc it softly to you. And your two objectives here are A, execute the framework that we just drilled a minute ago on both sides, and then B, we're going to test your awareness of when and where you hit off center. The interesting part is that for most players, there's patterns. So like on the forehand side, when they miss hit, it's like always here. And on the backhand side, it's here, wherever. And so the only way to know is to actually know what the hell's going on and actually be able to see those patterns. And then you can adjust your racket accordingly, yeah. All right, so soft arced rally. Make small adjustments on every hit. Angle of the racket. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Phil. Firmness at contact. And quality of contact. Where was it? Did you get it? I didn't quite.
It's like here.
Nice. Yeah, nice. I just want you to watch yourself rally for a second.
Yeah,
You look like a good volleyer here. One kind of little bit of a side note here. Set up a ready position for me where you're evenly over the center line. And now, without moving your feet, you're not allowed to move your feet. Show me how you would hit show me how you would hit a backhand volley that's coming directly at your body without moving your feet. How could you hit a backhand volley right now? And so, the best way to do it is actually to kind of slide your elbow away,
Oh, I see.
away from your body.
Let's go with that.
It depends on how high the ball
Okay.
is, but generally speaking, you just want to slide your arm away.
Gotcha.
Now show me how you would hit a forehand without moving your feet. That's coming right at your body.
I don't know. Like this? Like this?
You can't really do it the other way, right?
Yeah.
You can't really present
Yeah.
the forehand side of the strings in,
Grip almost. Gotta be like that.
which is funny because whenever possible, you try to hit a forehand volley. And so you're frequently off over on the ad side hitting forehands. And that's because, exactly, well, you should be hitting backhands. This is your target. Kirby's going to be standing in no man's land, just hitting you kind of half speed, calm, kind of mini ground strokes. And your target is the Gatorade bottles. Now, if you keep your position where you were with Ira, should you be doing more work or less work to make the ball land there?
Less, because she's further, right?
Right. The ball's coming from much farther away with much more momentum on it than Ira a second ago was just tapping you the ball. And so this is kind of counterintuitive for most players. Most players see the ball coming faster and they react more abruptly. But it's actually, a good net player understands it's actually the opposite. Since we're redirecting and not powering the shot, you actually should be softer with your hand. And your goal is to maintain that same technique that we were just working on. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Phil. Really nice. Good depth. Really nice. Perfect. So now for the first time, as I'm watching you, I'm starting to see your racket rebound at contact. The videos that I shot before, every single volley, your racket traveled actively through contact towards your target. And now just off of this like Kirby's, just softly guiding you the ball, I'm seeing your racket actually absorb some pace. And if Kirby was back behind the baseline hitting like a full speed passing shot, right, we should be seeing that absorption, because on very few balls do you want to send it back at the same pace. And so you actually want to be subtracting some energy from the ball. But before I saw none of that from you, and now I'm starting to see a calm rebound of your racket, which is exactly what we want. Nice, Phil. Good calmness. Watch it. Contact. You see that?
Yeah.
You have I would be willing to wager you have never done that before. Like that's actually really beautiful. Perfect contact, and racket just squarely rebounded.
Back.
In full motion, you would easily miss that. Watch it at full speed.
Yeah, you don't see
At
it.
full speed, you don't see it. But in slow motion, you can see the racket, and that's only possible by relaxing your hand. It's the only way. Really nice, man. And now your target is to land the ball in here. And so the peak of the arc of your shot should actually be on your side of the court, so that the ball is falling as it comes over here. So yeah, so racket face is going to have to be quite a bit more open, and you're going to have to absorb a little more to get it to fall that softly. That's really nice. That's really nice. Really nice. Oh, oh, in front of it. Here, check this out. Here's the one you just hit. I just barely caught it. Again, here, let me play it at full speed first. Remember how we didn't see the rebound? You'll start to see the rebound now at full speed.
Oh yeah.
And so at full speed, it looks like you're like, oh, let me take the racket away from the ball. But it's actually not what's happening. You're just relaxing your hand. And so the ball is winning the collision with the racket because your hand is allowing it.
To just bend back.
Exactly. So it's not about manipulating contact. It's about just,
Letting it go.
yeah, perfect way of saying it. Yeah, just letting it go. Oh, nice, man. Really pretty, really pretty. All right. So this will be kind of our final kind of challenge of your execution and understanding here. So shot to shot, you're going to see totally different speeds, and we want to see how you can respond with the angle of your racket and the firmness of contact. Does that make sense? Anywhere from 4 to 7, maybe even 3 to 7. Good, good, good. Good, good. Yeah, all right, good, Bill. A little bit firm on the fast one, a little bit firm on the fast one. Nice job, nice job. Yeah, okay, good, good, good. You did too much, nice job. That was really, really good execution. Nice job, man. You're doing a good job of reading these on the fly. And that's really what it takes, is you have to identify, between when the ball comes off his racket to when it gets to your racket, you have to see the momentum and then adjust your firmness accordingly.
At this point, Phil's understanding of how to hit a simple, clean volley is much greater. But this isn't the end, it's only the beginning for his development. So we sent him home with a detailed, personalized action plan. And now I want to invite you to the exact same opportunity. We know that we can't be on court with you the very next time that you practice, so we want to offer you the very best next thing, a step-by-step guide that you can follow in your next practice so that you know exactly what to do with every minute of your time in order to get better at your volley. Just click in the link in the description down below or head to volleyactionplan.com. And in the meantime, after you get your action plan, come back to this video, let us know how we can help and how your tennis journey of improvement is going with your volley. If you liked this video, give us a quick like and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel so that you never miss any of our lessons. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next lesson.